You're on. Hello, LinkedIn. Me again. Happy Friday, everybody that's watching this live. We're on a minute early, Andrew. God's sake, you're trying to get your money's worth today. So, thanks to anybody that's joined us today. We've got Claire Baird on from the Chamber again because she was that good the last time that I was inundated with requests to get Claire back on.
I don't believe that, do you?
I was. So we'll get Claire back on. We're going to talk about all things Ayrshire. Before we get into that, as always, obviously, if Alana or Kelsey or I think Audrey's watching the house today, anybody that's watching, if you could just drop us a message just to say that you can hear us and see us. We've got Craig sitting there that's supposed to do wee Michael's job, but he's too busy drinking his smoothie. So we'll let him after now. So before we go, big shout out to Andrew, Bold Mango Media, making it all happen, and our lovely friends at Grow. So it's on your cup because you've got tea, haven't you?
I love you every day.
Oh, thanks. Is that because you're on the show, or is it just feel that all the time?
Yeah.
Well, I love you every day as well. And then we'll show our cakes. So unfortunately, I was starving the day. I've had no breakfast or anything, so mine's is half eaten. But it's a gluten-free, vegan cookie. So that's mine.
Brilliant. Where's this? Just there?
Just up there. That's you, see it? That's you.
I don't know what it is.
Yours is a cookie mountain with caramel, dairy caramel inside it.
It looks absolutely amazing, and I'll take that home for my daughter, for Eve. Eve will enjoy that.
Eve will be sitting there like, yes, I love it. You go that show, Mum. That guy Jamie's alright, isn't he? So, yes, we're going to talk about all things that's going on in Ayrshire, because the last time that we had John Clare, the feedback was amazing. As I said to you just before we started, lots and lots of people were talking about the things they learned, the stuff that was going on in Ayrshire that they didn't know about, and all because we are absolutely flying, in my opinion. Still a lot of things we can do, but we're flying. We're doing so many good things, and people didn't know until we spoke about it on here. So every quarter we're going to do this now and just have an Ayrshire quarterly update. An Ayrshire quarterly update. By the way, Claire says she didn't like it, but she does really. She's kidding us on. So we're going to do a quarterly update. So there's lots and lots and lots to talk about today. Yep. So what's been going on, what's been happening, and what is going to be happening in the near future? And
so thanks for having me back on, Jamie. I do appreciate it. It's a good way. I think Andrew's saying it's a good way to get podcasts, the best way to get your messaging out. So so thanks again for having me on. So I suppose what's happened since the last time we met, I think it was the lead up to Business Week.
Yep.
So Business Week was delivered. So that was at the end of September into October. So we did a programme of events over the week with various focusing on various topics and things. So we kicked off the week with our launch event at Dumfries House, and that was Evelyn MacDonald from Scottish Edge. So she obviously just spoke a bit about her journey, but also about what the Scottish Edge competition is all about, and actually indicated that potentially we're going to have a regional Scottish Edge in Ayrshire. So
it will be happening.
Yeah, so we'll be involved in the delivery of that, hopefully.
Fantastic.
So that was brilliant. I think I'm actually meeting Evelyn next week to kind of chat about what that looks like, and it was really interesting because I think it was Fife, maybe that's don't quote me on that, but they did a regional edge, and there was a business who would never have considered going to the national one, but did the regional one, ended up winning the regional one, and then went on to win the national one. So it's just giving businesses that confidence, like people that would never have thought that's out of my league, or I'm not ready to do that. By bringing it regionally, hopefully we'll be able to inspire people to win not just the regional one, but then go on and win the national one as well. So that's good news.
5 businesses came to me and said that they were now going to go and enter into the edge after that. After speaking up there, I had 5 different businesses said, "Do you know what? Do you think I should go in for the edge?" And I went, 100%, 100%. Why not? And what I said, actually, when I was up on the stage, as I said to everybody, is it gives you an insight into your business that you never ever have, especially if you're small and you're just starting up. You're just too busy focused on how I'm going to make the money, how I'm going to do this, how I'm going to do that. Whereas you go through that process, and what it does is it says, have you actually get your business set up like a proper business? And it helps. So even people that haven't won yet, as the saying is, you learn so much, and it can help you propel your business to the next level. So there was, for say, 5 people asked me that, and the feedback I got for that event was absolutely outstanding.
No, it was good. And you obviously spoke about your experience through the competition as our president, Craig Johnson of ILT Education. He was speaking, and I think that adds another element to it. They'll be able to speak to people that have actually gone through the process, and it is, even as you say, they've not won yet, but it's the journey, isn't it, about how they improve and eventually will secure funding from it. So that's good.
Even if they become a not yet. Everybody will always learn something during that time. There was actually a guy on the Go Radio Business Show that said the not yet 8 times. A guy's got a gin company, and I actually met him with the year that we won it, and he was up that time, and he said, they said at that point, he says, even though I think that he must have been 3 times before then, 2 or 3 times, but what he said is, I've improved my business every time. He says, I've not won any money. He says, but I've improved my business every time. And I think he secured a fair bit of investment recently. And without all this feedback and that process, he says he didn't know if he'd ever done it.
No, that's good.
So, good.
Yeah, so watch this space. It might be, I don't know when, but it might be kind of 2027 before we do that. But we'll certainly come back on and talk about it once
Definitely.
we do. Yep. So that was good. On the Monday, the Tuesday, we had a tourism focused workshop with Visit Scotland, and that was just to help businesses, in the kind of visitor economy sector, explore strategies to attract international visitors to Ayrshire. So that's something that we need to do. We need to get better at and do more of. Then we had the Bank of England round table. So that was Adam McGeoch, the deputy agent for the Bank of England, came up, and they do these round tables across the country, and he did a bit about investment trends, the economic conditions that are out there at the moment. But the most important part of that is the feedback he gets from the businesses that attend that, to actually hear from them about how business conditions are for them and the challenges that they're facing, and all that feedback goes into is fed into the decisions that are taken by the Bank of England Monetary Policy Committee. So these things are really hugely important to be able to input into that. So that was good. On the Wednesday, we had our business to business exhibition, and that was the biggest we've ever had. It has to be 90 stands, 90 exhibitors.
I can never say it.
So that was really good. So that's the biggest we've had. Lots of buzz in the room, even just connections, from the people in the room. But we did have quite a lot of, footfall during the day as well. We did speed networking. Then we had Anderson Strathern delivered a session on AI. Again, something that's really at the forefront of a lot of businesses' minds. So that was really good to do that. And then we did a kind of lunch after that. Then Thursday we had our AGM, and then we did a leadership lunch with developing the young workforce. Did you go to that?
No,
Ayrshire?
No, I've not. Basically, I could only make the first day, and then I was away.
Right.
It was mental.
I know, there's a lot going on, but no, it was really good. We had Billy Bowie, chairman of Kilmarnock Football Club, and David Smith of Ayr United, chairman of Ayr United, speaking to young people, but also a business audience as well. So that was really inspiring to hear, their stories of how they've kind of grown and continue to develop the team kind of on and off the pitch. So no, that was really good. And then we ended with our Ayrshire Business Awards. So you were a sponsor, but you were also a winner. We had Evan, who won Apprentice of the Year.
Honestly, I was nearly greeting. In fact, I was nearly greeting. I was greeting a wee bit. Do you know what? I've actually, because I was doing appraisals for all my staff today, and I was doing them yesterday. I'm sitting doing appraisals, and I'm nearly greeting. And then when I was giving Alana and Kelsey the other day, I'm like, just read that. I can't even say it because I'm going to end up greeting. I just so proud of all of them. Everybody that works for me today, brilliant. And that was for me, because everybody's going, oh, how's it to be a winner, talking about winning the business one? I think I don't even really care about that, to be honest. I says I'm just so proud of him. And an emotional night.
He's a lovely boy. Well deserved. I mean, they were all, they're all and that's the thing with the business awards, it's really difficult because you're like, it's like a hair between, you know, giving somebody, because everybody's a winner, like all the people that you know enter and are finalists and stuff, but obviously there can only be one. So
she judging that, well, I say to you, it's so hard.
It is. It's so really hard. I'm just glad I don't make the decisions. It's down to you guys.
I know. But well, what an event. What an event. And as I said it before, I still think I go to quite a lot of an awards events, and by far that is the best one at them all. Because everybody in Ayrshire, it's like a family.
Yeah.
Because everybody's there supporting each other. You actually, obviously you want to win, but you're not upset if you don't win. Because all the people that are there are usually businesses that have got some sort of connection with each other and stuff like that. Poor Martin Boyle for Solution Demand. He was sitting next to me and he was up for a few awards, and so were we. And we're all cheering each other on, even when we're up against each other. And there's so many good businesses in Ayrshire.
Yeah.
And it was brilliant.
I know with 59 finalists across the 16 categories, and we had 515 guests. So that's the most we've had. So no, it was a really good event, and it's just important that we continue to do that. So just a big shout out to all the sponsors, Business Gateways, our principal sponsor, but all the category sponsors and all the other sponsors that make that night happen. Just thank you once again for your support, because you make that event happen. So
thank you everybody, anybody that's watching this is a sponsor of the Chamber Awards. Here's a wee clap and a pat in the back.
So I suppose what's coming up next is our annual dinner on the 27th of March. So we're back at Trump Turnberry. Before I move on, sponsor of the Business Week this year was RMC Double Glazing. So a big shout out to Raymond. Thanks for that. And he's going to be sponsoring next year as well.
Fantastic.
So that's massive for us. It just lets us build, take the events to the next level. So a big thank you to Raymond for doing that. Back to the annual dinner. Our principal sponsor for that is Dash Claims. So again, a big shout out to Dash Claims for that. They offer an independent claims service for clients who claim losses after a car accident. So if you didn't know, you can Google them and find out
so what
more.
are they called again?
Dash Claims.
Right, so we're going to have to try and get that to be catchy, and we'll talk about it in this show if they're going to be thinking about it, because everybody thinks about that Digby Brown and all these kind of people, right? So don't go to Digby Brown anymore, go to Dash Claims, right? Good Ayrshire company, supporting the Ayrshire Chamber. So if you're in a car accident, don't think Digby Brown, think Dash Claims. I could do that for a living, couldn't I?
You could. So our keynote speaker for the night is Mike Suter. So he's a respected business leader, entrepreneur and media executive, but many people will know him from The Apprentice. So he would put people through their paces, like interview style wise, on, he was a trusted aid of, what's his name?
Sir Alan Sugar.
Sir Alan Sugar, that's the one.
Sugar.
So that should be a good night. So if you haven't booked your table, I would suggest to get in touch, because it's going really fast. So they're always, sold out pretty quickly. So if you do want to come along and join us, then get in touch.
I think we've booked for it. I'm hoping about it. So Alana / Jackie, aka Mum, can you double check that that's actually booked in the calendar, please?
Yeah, I don't know. So
I think we talked about it and I said we were going to go. I just don't know if we're booked in yet.
And I suppose something else that happened this week, we do an annual thing with Sir Tom Hunter. He kindly gives up his time every year for businesses to come along and just get an opportunity to hear from him and put their kind of questions to him. So that was really good down at Blair Estate. And he was actually asking, so he's going to do an entrepreneurial charter in advance of the elections. So he's really wanting to hear from any business about what big ideas do they have, and even if it costs money, he doesn't mind that, because they've got people there that can work out how much something's going to cost. But he just wants to get really good ideas from businesses to say, right, what's going to make a difference to you and support you to grow. So if anybody's got that, then please, I think we're putting out some comms to try and gather that feedback. But please just do get in touch with us with any ideas, and we can share them.
Because this again for me is similar to the likes of the survey that comes out for you guys and everything like that. Rather than people sitting there in silence or sitting there in their own place just moaning to themselves or complaining to themselves or worried in their own. This is our opportunity to get your voice out there. So like, so your survey is a great opportunity to get your voice out there. The likes of the thing you're talking about for Sir Tom, that could be a great opportunity to get your view across, and you never know what might happen.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think that it's more important now to be, I think some people get quite disheartened about what's happening with they come to meetings and they're feeding stuff in, and actually, well, where does that go? But, it is still important that, we do continue to raise that voice, and something that's quite exciting, you're talking about the survey, but previously we've fed it into, like, via Scottish Chambers, into British Chambers, the quarterly economic survey, which is the largest and longest running business survey, which captures business sentiment. But we've launched our very own quarterly economic survey. So we are gathering, capturing Ayrshire voices, because we used to, the information would go, and we wouldn't actually, it would get into like the big pot almost, but now we are actually capturing Ayrshire's voices about the issues that are kind of mattering to them. So we're going to capture, analyse and publish our very own Ayrshire's quarterly economic survey.
Brilliant.
So the field work for that, I think, finishes next week. So if you haven't, and you don't even need to be a member. It doesn't, don't need to be a chamber member. We just want to get views across Ayrshire of the challenges that are facing you at the moment. And we've also, we've put in some regional questions. So just, again, to allow us to feed in, I'm wanting to do, in the lead up to Scottish elections, do an Ayrshire manifesto. And again, this information will feed into that, so that
Brilliant.
we're saying this is what Ayrshire's wanting. We felt it was really important to amplify Ayrshires voice and local, national and discussions. So hopefully that will, we'll be able to share the policy that'll attract investment and influence policy decisions, and really position the region alongside credible, influential economic insight. So that is what we're hoping. And some of the regional questions I've got here, it's just over the past year, how has your organisation used innovation or digital technology to remain competitive or reach new customers? And just to ask you to, give us a bit of insight of what is that, what has been adopted, what are your business priorities for the next 12 months, and what key policy interventions would you like to see in 2026 at a UK, Scotland and regional level? And again, we're going to mention to Sir Tom on Wednesday that we can share that data with him as well, so that he's getting the Ayrshire kind of data as well. So that's really exciting.
Yeah, it's dead exciting.
I know.
Dead exciting. I can't wait to that goes through to me. I've got loads of points I want to put on that.
Yeah, no, that's good. And that's
the biggest
thing. There's other questions, but that's our regional questions. Brilliant. That we'll be able to do stuff with.
Brilliant.
Well.
So there's surveys coming out over the next 2-3 months, which, if people want to try and see the local region and try and help with the wider economy get better, put things to it. Mm-hmm. Don't just sit in silence, and put things to it, because if you don't say, nobody's going to do anything.
No, exactly, and I do know people get disheartened with that, but I think even more than ever, we now need to, keep making sure that we are raising Ayrshire's voice, as much as we possibly can. So, and that's our way. I try to do that.
See, you're saying that people get disheartened. That was me. Right, I got to say, I'm sick of moaning about stuff to people and going over there and saying this, that, and the next thing, and nothing ever gets done. So I'm just going to focus on making my own journey and making my own path and all that kind of stuff. And that's still what we do. I mean, we're not waiting for government to change things. We're not waiting for anybody to try and come in and help us. We'll go and make it happen ourselves. But that's where now I'm starting to say, right, okay, but we still want to try and move these levers if we can, but we're still going to be going that way. These are just things that if the lever moves towards where we want to go, it'll be helpful. So it's, I was that kind of guy going, my voice doesn't matter, right? It doesn't make any difference, and it's not going to change anything. But now I've got to a stage, I went, do you know what? If I don't say it, it's definitely never going to happen. Yeah. So at least if I say something, there's a chance. The chance might be that size. Might be that size, I don't know. But at least if I say something, at least I can go back home or go back to the business and say, you know what, I've at least gave an opinion. Yeah, and then we'll take it from there.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's really important. And I suppose that leads us on to what we did last week. We went down took a business delegation down to London. We've been working with the 4 Ayrshire MPs. There was a survey out as well recently with them, just asking again, what do we need to do to help attract investment in Ayrshire? But it's not just about that. It's about, supporting the businesses that are already here, because we know that still there's like skills shortages that are not fixed, and some businesses are quite wary about more inward investment coming because they feel they're just going to, it's not about job creation, it's actually about job displacement.
Yes.
And we already know that's kind of happening at the moment. So, so there's just lots of that kind of feedback. But we took a business delegation down to London and held a reception at Dover House. And it was Kirsty McNeill, she's the Under Secretary of State for Scotland. So she spoke at that event.
That's right, yep.
Yeah, but we had a round table before that with the 4 MPs and businesses, and you guys had an opportunity to feed into that. So do you want to
I just, obviously, it was great when I was telling everybody, says, I'm going down to speak at Parliament. Not like, you've got to be kidding me. They're not even letting you in, never mind letting you speak. But it was, again, it's a bit surreal that you're going down there, you're walking through the Houses of Parliament, and you're then sitting in a round table talking about the future of Ayrshire. And obviously, I don't know if I was the smallest business here, but I was definitely one of the smallest businesses here. So being able to get your voice at that table, it was amazing. The MPs obviously took on board what we said, and I thought that the comments and the feedback for a lot of the companies, because we all know the challenges that we've got here, but we also all know the opportunities that we've got. So it wasn't as if it was going down there and it was just all rosy or just all dark. It was the reality of where we are at the moment, where we want to get to, and the challenges and what would stop us getting there were all discussed. And so some of the feedback obviously from the aerospace businesses and some of the great things that are going to be happening in that cluster, that's amazing. But as you say, is that then going to have a negative effect somewhere else? So the answer is probably yes. So how do we make sure that the region starts to get itself ready for that coming? And that's looking at skills academies and looking at trying to get the skills actually starting now, rather than you bring it here and then you try and get the skills, because it takes years to develop it. So seeing people that are starting to be forward thinking in this was amazing. One of the things obviously that I said when I was down there, the businesses cannot wait for government to fix this. The businesses have to fix it. So the businesses go and do it, right? Because if we wait for government to do it, it takes too long, right? Yes, we want them to be part of the journey, we want them to support everything we're doing, but the region cannot afford, this is my opinion, by the way, anybody that's watching this, right? So it's no Claire's, it's no anybody else, this is mine. And this is what I said when I was down there, was we can't wait for government policies to change to deliver what we need to deliver. Businesses need to drive it and businesses need to make it happen. And then if government can then come in at the side of that or alongside to then support these, because it's very ambitious what we're trying to do here. And I see, obviously I work across quite a lot of regions, I don't see the same ambition coming out for everywhere in Scotland. So I think we're doing a really, really good job. So if the businesses can drive it and then government can support it, then there's a chance of this working. And and you're looking at there's thousands and thousands and thousands of new potential opportunities and jobs that can come. But then the challenges that come with that are also there as well. You're talking about grid infrastructure, you're talking about skills, you're talking about just infrastructure in general, you're talking about housing, there's all these things that then come into it. And that's where you need the government to come in and help with all these things. Let business do what they're good at, which is driving business and growing. The government can then come in and focus on infrastructure, focus on housing, focus on the additional funding to help with regards to both the job creation and the upskilling part.
No, I completely agree with you, because I think that's the thing. Thriving communities come from thriving businesses, but a lot 100%. Of stuff's like getting in the way of that at the moment, isn't it? And we do, and I mean, I suppose that's what I said, we highlighted to our colleagues in government that we really need their support to unlock the stuff that, you know, we don't have control over, and that's where they need to come in, because you're right, Ayrshire's like a region with ambition and resilience. Our businesses are achieving like incredible things, often like in challenging conditions and stuff, but they deserve the recognition and support, don't they? And that's what we're asking through this work, and we'll continue to keep, you know, asking the question, is how do we raise Ayrshire's profile to secure, like, you know, investment that unlocks growth and creates jobs and strengthen our economy. So that's kind of what we're trying to achieve. And as I said earlier, it's not just about attracting new companies, it's supporting the businesses that are here, because we know, you know, we do know the challenges. And I think that was Craig Johnson, our president, had said at the round table, that we're all agreed on what the issues are. Do you know what I mean? There's no, we're all agreed, but it's just like, how do we, you know, what do we do to address it? And it really, the purpose of that visit was to showcase, like, you know, what Ayrshire has to offer, and we've got a lot to offer, and we don't shout about it, and we need to start that conversation about what more we can do together to, you know, to raise the profile. Yeah. And we can be part of, like, Ayrshire's, like, you know, Scotland's story. I'm sorry. And we want to put Ayrshire at the heart of it, because Glasgow, I mean, there's that innovation fund, and they get 30 million and didn't have to put a bid in it, then get awarded another 20 million, and we are having to, you know, pull together a bid, you know, and it's a competitive bid, so whether we'll get it or not. So again, I want to put businesses, and that was something tangible that will come out of that visit, as, you know, the business, not just the businesses that were down in London, we'll put it out further than that, but how do we shape that innovation funding driven by business needs, and then probably more likely that will give us more weight to get the funding to come here. So it was good, but a first step.
I thought, but she likes that innovation funding you're talking about, that just getting that funding here can drive so many things. It can drive what we're doing in colleges. It can drive what we're doing with regards to the skills that we need. Looking forward, right, so we're looking at an innovation roadmap for the region, right? It's right, where is all the businesses who are doing things innovatively? Right, there's loads of businesses that are just, they do what they do. Great, right? We always need those businesses to do what they do, and they're providing a service or a product or a solution that is what it is. But see those that are trying to do something that's looking forward to the future, right? How's that going to be achievable, and what do we need to get there? Because one of the things we spoke about down there was the jobs of the future. Like, see the jobs that we've got right now, what are they going to look like in 10 years? The world's changing so quickly. So getting that innovation funding to be able to do an Ayrshire innovation roadmap can hopefully get us in a position that we're ready for that. Because right now what's happening is there's jobs that are coming in and skill sets are coming in that are just coming like that, and people aren't ready for them all the time.
We need to be ahead of it, don't we?
But as a region, we can do that, right? So you've got other parts of the country that are focused on different sectors, should we say? Now, if you look at Aberdeen's obviously mainly oil and gas, right? But they're trying to transition into something different, right? You've then got, obviously, Dundee and all that used to be printing. They're trying to transition. We as a region here, what is our entity? Aerospace. Right? Yep. Then there's a bit of other bits and bobs, right? Aerospace looks like it's going to be there for a long time. Okay, what is the next aerospace cluster that we're going to have in Ayrshire? Getting all the businesses talking together, and it could be, and we spoke a lot about digital and green, right? So I've said for probably 3 years now, why don't we focus on trying to make Ayrshire the digital and green capital of Scotland? So folk think about oil and gas, they think about Aberdeen. Folk think about gaming, they think about Dundee. When folk think about Ayrshire, why not let's think about the things about the future's going to look like? We've got aerospace, amazing. Then something like green and digital technology. We've done fantastic getting the 5G IR stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, the 15 billion, whatever it's going to be from the AI and data centre stuff that's supposed to be going into Irvine. Right, so we've already got the bones of that. But it's how do we get all those companies together to go, right, what's your roadmap, where are you trying to go, what's your roadmap, where you can, and seeing if any of them actually align with each other, because everybody's doing their own thing in silos.
Yeah, I know, and that's, I suppose, another thing that will come out of that is we want to pull together like an employer-led economic forum or something.
Yeah.
So that's what, again, we're going to look at how best do we do that, and the businesses, you know, to join that and really drive the region forward. We need to be stronger at that.
Yeah.
And I know that Alistair Dobson's been talking a lot about, he's the chairman of the Regional Economic Strategy strategy, and he's been talking about getting a kind of business group together for probably years now, and we've not done it. But I think, again, that's just pushed, that we need to do it, and we need to get better, and it's the businesses that need to be, saying this is what we need, and speaking to the local authorities and Scottish Enterprise and stuff. And I just think we are doing great things, but we just need to come a bit more together and hold people to account as well. Though I think it's really important that that's what is happening in the region, but it needs to be driven a bit more by like the business voice, definitely.
But driven by the business, but supported by the public sector. Because
we need to all work together. Not one person is going to affect change or make the change. It needs to be collectively, doesn't it?
And I think, obviously, see if we could actually get Sir Tom involved in some of this as well, because again, he's going in a direction where he's wanting to take the business world as well. He's obviously from Ayrshire. He's all for Ayrshire and all for trying to help Ayrshire businesses. So why don't we try and bring somebody with his level of power into this discussion as well, but just back to getting everybody together. I mean, what remember, I think you were there when I said this, is Ayrshire, we're talking about how we grow Ayrshire, right? How do we grow Ayrshire? And actually I've heard this from Sir Tom when he's talking about Scotland as a whole, when speaking to him and Willie Hawkins. Why don't we just get Ayrshire and just go and grab who's the best marketing person that we know in Ayrshire, right? Get the best marketing person, Andrew. Andrew, you want a job? Right? Do you think you could sell Ayrshire?
Of course I could.
Right, okay. Well, we want it to 10 times its revenue in the next 5 years. Easy beans. But the best marketing people, best this. So the best people that have been able to could drive Ayrshire forward from a business point of view, get them all together and create a Ayrshire board, right? Yeah. And then they turn around and go, like, do you know what? I'm going to take on the challenge, and I'm going to be held accountable, because I'm going to make sure that Ayrshire right now's GDP, or whatever, however we want to measure it, is X, right? In 5 years' time, give me X amount of money, X amount of support, X amount of this, and I'm going to turn that into Y, right? And that Y will be a whatever increase in what we are at the moment. And this is a strategy and how we're going to do it. And let's business.
And then bring the public sector with us. Like, this is what we need to kind of make that happen. But no,
I think there's a wee job in there for you.
But no, it was good. It was good, and I think it's just good as well to, doing stuff like that. It really builds relationships with, businesses and like folk that you maybe would never have been in a room with before. It was really good.
Meeting my big mate Graham.
Aye, you and Graham.
Little and large, wasn't it? So my new friend Graham. Wait, it must be about 6'4" or something, is he? So 6'4", and I'm the square root of 4 foot nothing or whatever I'm, right? And we were walking about, and it was like little and large. It was like a comedy sketch.
But no, it was really good. It was good. But how was the Founders Conference? You mentioned
brilliant, absolutely brilliant. As I say, it's just an amazing event. It's just so inspirational, right? See, when you're sitting there and you're just obviously you'll get. The guy from Octopus Energy up there, you get Brian Suter.
I've heard he's about your character.
Oh, he's mental. Oh, so funny. I was talking to him on the night, and I'm going to try and get him on the show.
Right,
I said, Brian, I said, I didn't even pay you to come on.
I think it'd be good to get him to come and speak to businesses as well. I was at Scottish Chambers dinner last night, and Roisin Curry from Greg's.
Aye, well, that's
she was speaking. I know she was speaking, but I think we're hopefully going to get her.
She's brilliant. But Brian Suter interviewed her.
I know, I heard that.
So Roisin, she's sitting there, and you can see her going, "What have I got myself into?" Because Brian's just a total unconscious comedian. Right? I don't know if he's conscious or unconscious, but he's hilarious. And you're sitting there going, and every time they went back to Brian to speak, you could see Roisin's face going, "What's he going to say?" But it was class, and she's hugely inspirational. Hugely inspirational.
Really good. I mean, they're wanting to try and grow Greg's to 3,500.
3,500 stores.
I don't know by when, but
I think she's got it in a 2-year plan or something like that. So what she's done is she's built the kind of new manufacturing facility, you call it. So the manufacturing facility she's got, that's been upgraded, and
it's all in Glasgow.
Aye,
it's amazing.
I think there's a couple of bits spread across the place, but from what she's now got as a manufacturing capability, she can take 3,500 stores. You're like, wow. And she's got a clear roadmap for it. It's brilliant. Absolutely
She
brilliant.
was talking about, and if you haven't already done so, download, there's a Greg's app now. So she's got a bit of
Greg's got it.
like, I haven't.
I've got there is 4 sausage rolls, please, and a couple of pizza slices.
But that's what she was saying to the room last night. So there was 650 business people in the room, and she was saying she's got a target to, like, everybody's to download the app. So I'll just give a wee shout out to that. Right. So if you haven't downloaded that, and you get lots of rewards and different things as well. But aye.
So everybody that's watching this now or later on, do us a favour. Roisin's a lovely, lovely woman. Greg's doing an absolutely amazing range of stuff. So download that app, please, because if that's going to help that lady, I would love to do it, because she's just an ordinary woman.
Yeah, Glasgow born and bred.
I think she's for the east side of Glasgow, and just went there and went, do you know what, I'm going to go and make this. Because she started her career off in Asda. So she started in
a
Asda.
management kind of programme.
She went in and done all the different jobs in Asda, and then became a manager in Asda, and then obviously progressed, moved down south. I think she moved down to the south of Wales or something like that. Moved down south, and then she's obviously now running Greg's.
But she said the learning that she got from going through that programme was like second to none, and like really supported her on her journey to where she is today. But hopefully we'll bring her down to, and especially since we've just given her a shout out 100%. There, hopefully she'll come to Ayrshire, because I think
we'll tag her in this post. We'll tag her in the video.
But no, I think it's important that we bring inspirational people to Ayrshire again, just to inspire people, because it's lonely sometimes, like, running a business and different things, and it's good to hear about other people's journey and their aspirations and their how they are building success and stuff. So I think it's important that we've got a role to play to make sure we're bringing inspirational folk.
Because that's probably something that I don't. I'm so lucky with it, because when you're part of the Scale Up programmes and Entrepreneurial Scotland programmes, I get to speak and hear for these people all the time, and it's amazing. But you forget that not everybody gets that opportunity. So have you got events that you've got lined up that you would like to try and get people like that to come and speak at?
Well, it's just we can create them. Do you know what I mean? It's so we're thinking. There's a few kind of business leaders that we want to invite down and get them to speak.
Do you want me to go and be a pest to them?
Okay. That's good.
That can be my job in this whole.
I think it'd be good to get Ryan. I think it'd be good to get him.
I'll see if I can.
And I keep saying, because Craig and Stephen, our president and vice president, they were at the founders conference as well, and I'm always saying, like, who else should we be getting to come to speak in Ayrshire? So any suggestions then, please just let us know.
The likes of the network that Sir Tom's got's phenomenal with all these people. Like, see some of the folk that are up speaking. David Jarrow. Have you seen any of his pictures?
No.
Oh man, I didn't actually realise that all the stuff that he did. So this is a guy from Scotland, right? He's one of the most in fact, I think he's in the top 5 respected kind of photographers in the whole of the world. Just a guy from Scotland, right? Absolutely brilliant. And his stuff's in some mega fancy gallery in America and all that kind of stuff. And he's just up there talking. And see the stuff this guy does. It's honestly like taking pictures and like tribes in Africa and all this kind of stuff. Some of these photos are amazing.
So was he at that?
He spoke at that one,
Okay.
He spoke at that one this year. I'm trying to who else would be good. And maybe try and get this guy. So Dex.
Julianne, when we were at Blair through the week, Julianne had said he was brilliant about AI. So again, we're hoping to get.
So Dex said he'll come on the show.
Right. Okay. Well,
so he is, honestly, clear that this guy is amazing. See, when you hear him talking, absolutely outstanding. You talk about AI, you talk about everything else, and you hear all these people talking about it. This guy's been at the forefront of it for ages, and he's talking about the great things it will do, but the challenges that it might bring as well. So it was fantastic.
We've reached out to Julianne to try and get his details, because again, she said it was brilliant as well.
He's amazing.
I think he's part of the Hunter Foundation.
Yes,
isn't
I think they're I don't know. I don't know how much you can talk about it, but there's some stuff going on there, and it sounds amazing.
No. So another good person to come.
So basically, what we want to try and do is just get try and see if we can find anybody that's inspirational that could be inspirational for Ayrshire businesses that we can get down here to talk.
Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
I'll see if I can take on that task and try and annoy the life out of
Give
everybody.
you some actions. That's what I like, Jamie.
So what you got coming up in the next kind of 3 months before we get you back on?
Do you know, I don't know, that's a good question. I'm thinking event-wise, I don't know, we're kind of coming to the, Danielle and Emma are starting to plan like our events programme for next year, so I don't know, there's a few, there's kind of, we've got a Christmas networking on, I don't know what the date is, but again, come along and join us. We're raising, well, there's 2 charities that we've identified, Befriend and Voluntary Action South Ayrshire, so we're collecting, some like things that can be given out to like
kids and stuff.
Aye.
Good.
So that's going to happen on that event. So it's just at the Chamber office. Put on your Christmas jumper, bring some stuff along for the charities, and then it was really good. We had quite a lot of folk last year, so hoping that will happen. Folk will join, but I think there is quite a few folk registered. But if you've not, come along, and it's just a really informal chance to chat. I'm not really sure what other events we've got coming up apart from we've got Connect Networking in January. I think that's at the Honey Pot charity up in Delegos, I think it is.
No, it's down Cumnock, was it not? We gave money to the Honey Pot.
Delegos?
I don't know.
I think it's, I don't know.
But
it's up that way anyway.
Aye.
I know that's in January, and then I think we've got a behind the scenes at Land Energy.
So
brilliant. It'll be a good visit. So they make which I use actually, the roasty toasties and the logs for your log fire. So
it'll be good do you know the story behind the roasty toasties?
Aye, I do. You tell it.
So the story is that they were basically all the wee chippings, so the bits that fell off and they didn't go through the process properly, and they became like offcuts, you would call them. And they just started selling them, and it ended up that people are like, we don't really want the big ones, we would rather have the wee ones, and the roasted toasty became a product.
And they've actually now had to start breaking them.
Because
the demand is so...
You see it down the line, and then there's a bit, so you've got the line of all the what do they call briskets? Is it? No, briskets. Aye. They're all going down, and then you've got this one line where it's getting down and going, snap. Snap. And then during the process, when I was in fact, no last down the time before that, they were putting the process in to actually bag these up. So they're trying to automate that process. They're doing lots of great things down there. I love it down there. I was down there this week, down seeing John and Ian, and Reggie was gallivanting somewhere. But it's a great business, great what they do, and they're very, very innovative thinking. They're trying to always improve, and I just love that. I love seeing people that are going, we're doing good just now, but we can still try and do better.
Yeah, no, it's a good story. So if you haven't booked for that, then get on the website or just get in touch with the team at the Chamber. And then obviously at the annual dinner, that's all that I can, there'll be more events, but that's all I can remember at the moment. And kind of January, so we will publish the quarterly economic survey results. We will be holding a round table of that as well. So that's something to look forward to as well.
I'm going to give your team a couple of actions then. Right.
Okay.
Since I've not asked them to do anything for ages. So Danielle and Emma, please, if you see any of these upcoming events, could you put the links in to this chat, please, in case anybody's watching it, because they can go and look in the Ayrshire Chamber, but if they're in there, somebody might just give a bit of thing. Is the winter magazine will be all done now, is it?
It's done. It's a way to. I think it's getting printed at the moment, so it'll be due out any time.
So when's the next one?
I'm not sure the deadlines again. We can put that in. But and I don't actually know what the theme is. That's terrible. It sounds as if I don't know what's going on. It's Friday though.
It's Friday. You've just drank another tea, ate coffee. I was got to say. You've not ate your cake yet, but I've ate mine, so I'm getting mine a bit tired.
I know, but I'm trying to think what else we've got coming up. But lots of good stuff.
Aye.
Looking forward to the Christmas break though. As well.
I'm the same. That's what I can't wait so I can actually catch up on all the stuff I've done. Because they're like, you taking a break at Christmas? I was like, my phone will be going off. I said, I'll probably not stop working because you just use that as an opportunity to try and catch up. While the phone's not going and everybody else is off. Yeah,
I know, that's the thing. You can actually kind of relax a bit better because you know that there's, everybody's off and you're not going back to that amount of emails and stuff.
No, good. So, I think if trying to think anything else from my side. No, I think we're all good. I'm looking forward to going to the dinner because remember I missed it last year,
Yeah.
so I'm looking forward to that, and looking forward to just seeing all this good stuff coming out,
I know.
and hopefully we see action coming for the stuff that we've been talking about.
Yeah, no.
because the likes of when we were down there, everybody's passionate about this. Right, so some people just need a wee bit of a helping hand, and hopefully we can make Ayrshire great again.
Yeah, I know. No, our future is something that, isn't something that we wait for. It's something that we create, and we're in power to do that. So we need to turn that ambition into action. Just exactly what you're saying, and make Ayrshire a region that leads, inspires, and thrives.
Won't say it.
Make Ayrshire great again.
I would try to get you to see that one, Right, Claire, thanks. We could sit here and talk all day. So I think that'll do us for today. Let us both get home and hopefully have a good weekend. Yeah. Hopefully the weather's a bit better than it's been.
I know, it's been miserable. But thanks again, and we'll see you soon.
See you soon. Right, thank you, Claire. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Craig, for sitting there doing nothing. Anybody that's still watching this just now, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully the Claire's team will be able to put some of these links in the chat. If not, just go to the Ayrshire Chamber website and see all the great things that these guys are doing. Right, have a great weekend.
You too.
Right, have fun, and see you all later. Anybody that's watching this back, you should be amazed. Right, thank you.
That was?
I think so.